your career can definitely be seen in your horoscope. Whether somebody's had really good education or average education, education abroad or education in one's motherland, all this can also be seen, right?
It can also be very easily seen with the help of the 5th house of the horoscope.
Some remedies for children, for education. We will discuss about how to see engineers and IT professionals and doctors, healers, people who are into healing profession, alternative therapy healers, teaching profession, beauticians or dress designers. How does one see that? Builders also, again, I think Mars, right?
Mars, Saturn, Jupiter.
Finance and stock market and business related to banking. I also want to know about that. Combinations for a politician. So bloggers means also the social media influencer.
I feel nowadays that the persons having a debilitated planets rise too much in this Kali Yuga.
What are the combinations for a surgeon, lawyers? How do you decide about foreign country exactly and then working within India in different states? I think you were telling me that K.N. Rao sir has some remedies.
Yes.
You have seen a lot of miracles happening around him. Can you speak about something about Rao sir? Can our profession and careers be seen in our horoscope through astrology? Of course, it can be. In fact, astrology can also guide us on which subjects we can choose in our university and colleges so that we can pursue that exact career that we have been destined for. And to discuss the same today, I have with me Senior Faculty of Astrology from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, an initiative and wing started by the legendary K.N. Rao sir at Delhi. I have with me Anil Kumar Singh ji. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Preetika ji.
Let's begin first with this question of career and astrology. Of course, we all know, like people like me who know astrology know that your career can definitely be seen in your horoscope. But for the layman out there who really doesn't know astrology, I'm putting this question as a layman. Can careers and profession be seen in an individual's horoscope?
Of course, career can be easily seen in the horoscope of an individual native by seeing check the 10th house of the horoscope and influence of planets on the 10th house and see these repetitions, combinations in the Dashmansha, the divisional chart. Then one's career can be easily seen. The pattern of the career and the life of the career can be seen easily.
So, do you also check Navamsh?
No. The case of the this profession, we see Lagna chart as well as Dashman chart.
I also want to touch upon this subject of education. I know for the fact that one can see education also, like in, whether somebody's had really good education or average education, education abroad or education in one's motherland, all this can also be seen, right?
It can also be very easily seen with the help of the 5th house of the horoscope. It's also house of Punya, Pur Punya, education. So see the 5th house, 5th lord, Nakshatra lord or 5th lord. Then the significator of education is Mercury, Nakshatra lord of Mercury. See, and from in D24 chart also, but it is not seen because for analyzing the Chaturvimshansh, the time of the native should be up to seconds correct. So through the D1 only we can see easily 5th house, 5th lord and influence of planets on the 5th house. And if 9th lord in the 10th house, then it's a family profession. Your father is 9th house, 10th house your profession, or 10th lord going in the 9th house.
A lot of people are struggling with education and they're flunking all the time, and there are others who are really excelling. So is there also a combination to see this?
Yes, if at the time of education a native got the dasha of good fifth lord, unafflicted fifth lord, one will be very good in the education. But if at the time of education, one is getting the dasha of sixth lord, eighth lord, or dasha lord afflicted, aspected by malefics, then one may be flunking.
Okay, okay. So, parents, a little note out there for you guys. If you have children who are not doing well in education, don't panic, because life moves out, it pans out in periods of planets, which a lot of people don't know out there. It could also be that the planets, the planetary phase that the child is going through is not really benefiting the child or supporting the child's education at that time. So be patient and work. And at this point, I would also like to ask Anil sir about some remedies for children for education.
Yes, remedies to recite Saraswati mantra. The Saraswati mantra is of only 2 lines. We have seen for so many years Rao'S are suggesting this, and we also use suggesting this. The mantra is like Saraswati Mahabhage Vidya Kamal Lochane Vidya Rupe Vishalakshi Vidyam Dehi Namastute. Most of the time we suggest do 3 times or 12 times, but as much as one can do, it's a good for the education.
I really believe in the power of mantras, and maybe just before starting your daily studies, the students can say this, and it will definitely benefit them. From education, now let's jump on to career, because that is what is the topic for today. How does one see an engineering student or this profession of being an engineer through their horoscope?
See, first of all, at the time of education, the 5th house, 5th lord, planets should be connected with technical planets. Technical planets are Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter. So they must be connected, because if someone will study engineering, then one may go in the engineering profession. And these planets must be connected with the 10th house, house of profession.
How do you see people like healers, people who are into healing profession, alternative therapy healers?
8th house Jupiter. It is said if someone is having an 8th house, then no one can die in the presence of that native. 8th house is lifesaver.
Does it also make them doctors?
No. Jupiter's role come in the profession of doctors. It comes, but along with the sun.
Okay.
Sun, Jupiter, 10th house, 5th house, 6th house.
Okay. So we'll speak about doctors a little later, but first I want to talk about IT professionals. We've already spoken about engineers. How does one see this combination of an IT professional?
Saturn and Rahu makes one IT engineer connected with the 10th house.
Software, hardware, dono?
No, it can be distinguished. Rahu is language, computer, technically seeing that computer, someone is dealing in the computer, then the role of the Ketu will come. Language is Rahu.
Okay.
So they are doing something with the designing, etc. This all. So that is scripting, that is a Rahu.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. And let's talk about now teaching profession. You are also in teaching faculty. So how does one see a teacher?
So for teacher, 10th house must have the connection of the Jupiter, either aspected or placed. And 2nd house should be in the benefic influence. Gurudev Rao'S have exalted Jupiter in the 10th house, Libra Lagna. Myself also have Pisces Jupiter in the 10th house.
Okay, teachers. Okay, now astrologers. Let's come to astrologers.
Basically, for astrology, one's 5th house should be strong. And Mercury is the significator of the astrology, not the Jupiter, as most of the people used to say, and so many even astrologers used to say. Jupiter have nothing to do with the astrology, Mercury. So what happened is, you have seen So many times the student, some people take admission in astrology or try to learn. If they are running the dasha of the Mercury, Mahadasha or Antardasha, at that time they do astrology. As soon as the Mercury dasha goes, they leave astrology. So there should be connection of Mercury with the 5th house, either direct or in indirect way. Then one may connect it to the astrology. One more combination, if there is a combination of Saturn Moon either together or mutual aspect, one will do one astrology for very long time. It have come in the most of horoscopes, it can be seen.
Okay. So it could also be drishti. It need not
Yes,
be.
yes. It may be a mutual aspect.
Nothing to do with the 8th house or 8th lord.
Eighth house is house of occult science.
Right.
So it's a tantra,
Not astrology.
not astrology. It's a tantra vidya.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you have seen that from 8th house, if Saturn aspecting 5th house, then one may go in the tantra sadhana also.
Acha. Okay. Let's talk about professions which are a little more, relevant to people like, let's say, beauticians or dress designers. How does one see that?
See, in case of beauticians, Moon Venus connected with the 10th house, with the 2nd house also, because 2nd house your face, so they are dealing with the face, whatever they are doing most of the time on the face. And in case of the dress designers, the role of the 2nd house, 5th house, 10th house, connection with the Moon Venus, with the Mars, because Mars is a cutter, Mars is cutting. Like for painters, Mars comes for edging. The role of Mars is also prominent in case of painters.
Painters, okay.
Mars is also ink.
Also laborers, is it something to do with Shani Mangal?
Saturn, only Saturn.
Only, okay. Like construction laborers?
No. Labor is labor. He can do construction or whatever. If it is connected with the Mars, it may makes one contractor of civil works, etc.
Okay.
Maybe private, doing something, doing on the petty native, if connected with the Mars.
Okay. So basically, laborers who have physical work and all is all Saturn.
Saturn.
Right. What about, builders? Also, again, I think Mars, right?
Mars, Saturn, Jupiter makes builders.
Okay.
In Dashman's chart also, the combination must repeat.
I'm sure a lot of people also want to know about finance and, stock market and business related to banking. I also want to know about that.
For banking, 10th house must connected with the Jupiter. It gives banking and finance same. Now for stock market, 5th house, 11th house and connection of 8th house. Last month I was seeing the horoscope of an rating. It was very peculiar. I have seen only first time 5th lord, 11th lord and 8th lord were connected. I just asked, are you doing some stock? Yes, I am a trader. I do this only. They earn lot. 5, 11, 8th. Just about this, in the month of September, I was in Dubai and a person came to me for consultation. I just suddenly said that in the end of the or around 30th September, you will have a good news regarding your banking profession, that you will join some other bank and it may be connected to some government and your boss will be foreigner. His son was sitting in with the Rahu. So I gave the date 30 September. On 2nd or 3rd October, he came to me and said, sir, now it's a 3rd September, 3rd October, nothing happened. I said, yeah, wait a little bit. After 15 days, he again called me, sir, I want to meet to you. I said, okay, come to me. He said, yes, sir. As you said, I got a call from a government bank. I gave the interview in the month of the April, May, but I forget about it now. The offer have come. What should I do? He was running Pratantra Dasha of the sun. So I just said that it could be something related with government. He said, sir, it's a really very, and the one more thing, my boss is also a foreigner.
Wow, look at that.
So sometimes what happens in astrology is such a science.
You just need to know the planets and the significations, and you just need to be a blessed predictor, and there you go. There are some professions which only some people are destined for, like for instance, politicians. Everybody cannot become a politician. Actors, superstars, everybody cannot become that. One could be a social media star, but they could lose out on, all the huge paraphernalia and glitz and glam that maybe a superstar like Amitabh Bachchan will, be blessed with. So, of course, these professions, there are some professions where only very few chosen ones are, blessed with. I would like to discuss that also with Anil ji. So, what are the combinations for a politician?
For politicians, they must have they have debilitative planets basically.
Debilitated planets?
Debilitative planets make them politicians, like Shri Narendra Modi have 9th Lord Moon debilitated in the Lagna. Shri Lal Krishan Advani having 10th Lord Sun debilitated in the 12th house, who didn't allow him to become on the topmost position. He never ever became the Prime Minister of the India, though it was supposed to be in 2014. Chandrasekhar, our ex-Prime Minister, as Rao'S predicted on those days, everybody was saying your career is over, your career is over. But Rao'S had said, no, he is having a debilitated Mercury in the 12th house and he will become Prime Minister in this Dasha, because it was a Raj Yog Karak Mercury. Like in horoscope of Arvind Kejriwal, he is having a debilitated Saturn in the 9th house, and 9th house is house of luck. And whenever Saturn is in the 9th house, it hurdles some luck also. Always it hurdles the luck.
So what is Saturn's role like in career?
Okay, in career. Career, it's a technical planet. So it gives some technical profession. Dealing with the masses also. Sometimes in civil engineering, Saturn is a building.
Acha, okay.
Mars is land. If Saturn Mars connected, then one may be builder along with Jupiter. In the case of politicians, 4th house is very important. It's a throne. Raj Simhasan hota hai. So if they are having a Raj Yogas, 4th, 5th house, one may become a good politician.
Yeah, and also I have noticed that people who work from home, for them also the 4th house becomes...
No. Nowadays, I have come to see horoscopes. If 10th Lord is sitting in the 4th house, in older days, we used to say, no, yeah, there is something problem. But nowadays, they say, yes, I am doing work from home. 10th Lord sitting in the 4th house and running the show of that planet only.
So, in the older days when work from home was not a thing...
Then there was trouble in the... it's because it's a Marak, from 10th house a Marak. So, they have the trouble in the profession, or they don't have the profession at that time. They lose their job or something else, because it's a combination of so many houses and planets.
Then if it's a lady, then maybe she would have been a housewife.
Yes.
But if it's a man, then it would have been a problem.
Yes.
Okay. So, professions and time have really changed, and there are new professions which have come, like social media for that matter. I knew an astrologer who could totally differentiate between social media, acting, all of this. Even in acting, Bollywood, television, he could have this clear demarcation. And I see a lot of astrologers have still not developed that skill to do so. So how would you like to tell them?
See, for a person appearing on the screen, there is a role of 2nd house and Venus. For Bollywood, 3rd house, 9th house, 10th house, acting. The planets are Mercury and Venus. Mercury is dramatically, Venus is acting, glamour. Social media, for social media, it's a 3rd house. New creativity is 3rd house. So Rahu Venus comes. In olden days, we used to say 3rd house is house of short writings, or the persons who wrote columns in the horoscope. But nowadays, they are doing blogging from the third house. So role of Rahu is added.
So bloggers means also the social media influencers.
Yes.
Because when you are a social media influencer, you are actually in the space of media, right?
Yes.
So third house is media.
House of communication also.
Right. So that's how you are now blending in. What is the difference that you see in astrology, like modern astrology and ancient astrology? Because when astrology was written so many thousands of years,
5,000 years ago,
5,000 years back. So, what is the relevance and how in interpretation, how is it different now?
there is a great difference between the ancient astrology and now. In olden days, there were only, we can say 10, 15 professions. For example, in olden days, it was said that if Aries Karkansh is rising, then it is written in there, kutte billi ka utpaat hoga. Now in modern days, now see what is the meaning of this. In olden days, there were pets in nearby wandering in the streets, these cows, buffaloes, etc. So there were disturbance. But nowadays, the place where you are working or living, there was so much traffic will be there. There will be noise of traffic, etc. In olden days, if Jupiter was sitting in the 10th house, then you used to say he will be a good sant, he will be a saint, he will be a good advisor of the village. But nowadays, modern teacher is there.
So your work environment can also be seen.
Yes, so many things. Desh Kal Patra. In olden days, if Venus is placed in the 7th house, or regarding marriage, we used to say if 7th house is in a good influence, benefic influence, then in olden days it was predicted that he or she will be married at the age of 16 years or 18 years. But nowadays, same planetary combination is there, same promise is there, but marriages are not going to be happen at the age of even 30, 32, 35, etc. So as per the modern astrology and Desh Kal Patra, as the time changes, now take the meaning of its liberal meaning.
Right.
Whatever is written, that was written for on those days.
Right.
I have observed one thing, may I touch my ears too, so that my Guru Shri K.N Rao माफ करेंगे मुझे इसके लिए, that I feel nowadays that the persons having a debilitated planets rise too much in this Kali Yuga, because they can do by any mean, they know the work done by any means. But in olden days, as Rao'S are having a exalted Jupiter in the 10th house, so it was praised in olden days, but he have more than 40 transfers due to his wisdom, and we can say he was very much honest, and a honest government officer is not liked by the these politicians. So whenever he was posted on some post, so politicians make him transfer to other state. So nowadays, debilitated planets are good.
Wow. So what are the combinations for a surgeon?
Surgeon. In case of surgeon, it means first he is a doctor. He must have done the MBBS. After that, he will become the surgeon. So as we discussed about the combination for the doctors, that is Sun, Jupiter, 6th house, 12th house, 10th house. Additional to it, we will add the Mars, because Mars is surgery, Mars is blood.
Right.
So Mars will add to a doctor. It will make one surgeon.
Okay, nice. And what about lawyers?
In the case of lawyer, 9th house is house of dharma, न्याय का घर है. 2nd house, 6th house, connected with the Saturn, as Saturn is न्याय का देवता, god of justice. Jupiter is our dharma. What is our dharma? What we have to do? And Mars is argument.
Oh, okay.
So 9th house, 10th house, 2nd house as well as 6th house makes one lawyer.
Nice. And then, of course, your dashas also play a...
Dasha will play a role because one have to do the LLB, etc., LLM, etc. So at the time of the education, one will have the dasha related to the 5th house to these planets.
Also, I have to tell my audience here that, professions also are ruled by planetary phases. So if you're doing very well in your career, maybe at the beginning, the minute you finish with your university, if you're doing really well, there could be a planetary phase that's, suddenly started for you, and that's why you're doing really well. But depending on which planet it is and how many years that planetary phase lasts, your profession will then be judged the minute the planetary phase ends. Whether you will go higher, it will depend on the next planetary phase, or whether you will suddenly become stagnant or change your profession, and sometimes there are, people who keep changing their profession all the time. What leads to that constant changing?
8th house gives the changing of the profession also continuously. If the 10th house is connected with the 8th house, then change of profession is indicated in those horoscopes.
Okay.
And as you told, sometimes they are unemployed people.
Right.
So if a person is continuously running the dasha of the 6th house followed by 8th house or 12th house, it may lead to unemployment.
Okay. A dasha and the dasha of the planets
Yes.
of that house. Okay, that's interesting. So when you are unemployed and you're facing this stagnation period, you feel that I'm not getting that profession that I want to, don't get into depression, and don't try to get into these situations. A lot of people end up doing self-harm because of that. So just be patient, because it's just a matter of one planetary phase ending and the next one that's going to begin. And who knows, maybe the next one could be an amazing dasha for you, and you might just really rise up in your profession. That's exactly why I genuinely believe that astrology is like, a guiding torchlight, Jyotish, the way it's called in the ancient term, for careers. It'll exactly tell you what profession you can take, when you can take a break, whether you're destined to go abroad. I'm sure the 12th house Lord's dasha and will also rule, and of course planets like Rahu and all will also play a major role in deciding whether it's a foreign country or not. How do you decide about foreign country exactly, and then working within India in different states?
Yes, it can be differentiated easily. See, 3rd house is short journeys. 4th house, you are Sukh Sthan of 4th house, your residence. 9th house, long journey, and 12th house is foreign. So if your 10th house, 10th lord is connected with the 12th house, and also Antardasha, Pratantardasha is of 3rd house and 9th house, it's indicating one is going abroad in relation to profession, and it must be reflected in the Chaturthamsha D4 chart.
Okay.
As well as in Dashmansha chart.
Okay.
So all 3 charts we have to say, because one is changing his residence.
Right.
So it will be indicated in Chaturthamsha D4 chart.
Right.
And earning from foreign country in the Dashmansha chart. But if, for example, from one state to another state, or from one place to another in the same state, then we can easily see if the dasha of 3rd house is coming.
Okay.
And 6th house is coming. 6th house is house of transfers also. And dasha of 3rd house is coming. It means due to profession, one is changing residence, but not connected with the 12th house and 9th house. So not going too far.
Okay.
It can be easily seen.
Okay. So like the way we're conversing right now, astrology can be an excellent guide for you, to also decide whether you should go abroad, whether you should go there and settle down for good, or it's going to just last for some time and then you're going to come back to your homeland and start working there. Everything can be seen in your horoscope. And this is something that I have seen and observed over a long time, not only in my horoscope, but in like horoscopes of so many people I've discussed with. So it's all there and it's all for real. Now, I want to really touch upon this one remedy factor, because people who have faced unemployment for a long time or are not finding the jobs that they really want to, I want sir to guide them about certain remedies. I think you were telling me that K.N. Rao sir has some remedies.
Yes. Gurudev always used to say, if you are facing some troubles in the professional career, first thing, daily used to recite Vishnu Sahasranam, and there is a cycle of 108 very important in our life, 108 cycle. So do Narayan Kavach either 12 times daily for 9 days or 9 Narayan Kavach for 12 days. Make a cycle of 108. So I remember it was around 2003, 4 or 12, 13, a senior police officer came to Rao'S and said that my promotion is pending, but higher officers are not doing my promotion. Rao'S said, okay, go home and start doing Narayan Kavach in 9 days or 12 days cycle, complete 108. He was living in Chandigarh. He went Chandigarh, and after taking a bath, he sit on a clean cloth, and in the whole night he completed 108 Narayan Kavach. And when he went, after taking a bath, etc., breakfast, when he went to his office and he saw an envelope was lying on the table, he opened it. It was the letter of the promotion there.
Oh my God.
I don't want to take the name of the officer.
So basically, these are these are like energy attraction mantras and frequency. Mantra frequencies are nothing but attracting energies, and as you know that our entire world, everything that we do, all our actions that we do, the subtle end result of every action is nothing but either a positive energy or a negative energy. So that's why mantras are given so much significance and importance, because it's like you go, you shop, you get something really good, you're happy, and that happiness is nothing but positive energy, right? So the subtle end result of everything that you're doing is an energy, and it could be positive or negative. So tap into the frequencies, and tapping in these frequencies will change your course of life and hopefully will help you in your career too. That would be my way of looking at it. So also sometimes, people want to do a profession that they like, I know people who wanted to be dancers or actors, but their parents wanted them to be engineers or IT professionals or something like that, and the child is completely disinterested. So what is your advice to people like that?
See, as you told that children want to become like a dancer, etc. So if in the third house, for dancers, Libra sign is very important because it's a balance. And for dancing, we need balance. So if third house is connected with benefics like Moon, Venus or Mercury and Libra sign, then one may become dancer. But his or her, their parents don't want to become them dancers. So they then pull them towards the other profession.
Right.
So what happens is, it is predestined that he will become that. But if they are in profession of a doctor, they will want to become, their children become doctor. But as soon as the dasha will change, as I told, that parents come to me and said that we want to make our daughter as doctor, but she is not interested, she want to become go to engineering. I told them that she will get the admission in engineering in the month of August. They said no, admission will be closed in the month of the July. So how it can be? I don't know. The horoscope is saying this. I don't know about your child, but I am talking about the chart.
Okay.
But suddenly what happened is, in the month of August, 2 seats vacated due to certain reasons, and the college authorities called the student that only engineering seats are available if you want to join. So suddenly they shift to the engineering.
Amazing. So the parents wanted the girl to become a doctor, But Anil sir said that no, she will become an engineer, and in the month August. Parents were like, नहीं August में seats बंद हो जाएंगे, close हो जाएगा. But look at this, look at the destinies play, that suddenly something happened and the seats got vacated and this girl got back in engineering and she wanted to be an engineer. So this is how destiny sometimes ends up supporting people if they're destined to, you know, be in a profession. Also, let's talk about Rao sir now. Something that, you know, like Rao sir is not an ordinary soul on the planet. If he could revive astrology, after all the Rishi Munis, you know, have written astrology, which is a very esoteric science, Rao sir definitely is one of the incarnations of some Rishi out there, and a lot of his students believe that. You have seen a lot of miracles happening around him. Can you speak about something about Rao sir?
First of all, I do pranam to my Gurudev Shri Rao sir. I have seen so many miracles with him. I traveled almost so many tirath with him, so many tiraths. First miracle I saw in the year 2005. We went to Nathdwara, and at night we did Narayan Kavach 3 times and slept. On that day, I dreamed about a palace on a little bit higher ramp side like this, and it's a very big palace. And in the morning, I asked also, sir, I saw a dream like this. He said, okay, wait, I will tell you after. I said, okay. So authorities came from Nathdwara to receive Rao sir to do the darshan of the Krishna Bhagwan.
Acha.
Yeah, it's a Nathdwara is in near Udaipur.
Acha.
So we went there, and when we start going along with them in the vehicle, suddenly a place came and there was a ramp and a palace was there, huge palace, and I was stunned. What happened? And when we came back, Rao said, so you have now, do you want any answer? I said, no sir, I don't want anything else.
So was it the same ramp and the
same
palace?
Same what I saw. Then Rao sir told, you are coming here first time, and it was just time you will come and you have to do the darshan. Lord Krishna here. It was my first visit there. The one incident of very miraculous incidents of the Ayodhya. We went Ayodhya, and on that day there was some big celebration. So all lanes were crowded.
Which year was this?
Around 13, 14. If I'm not wrong, it was in 2013-14. So there was a huge crowd there in Ayodhya, and we were sitting in a temple. Suddenly a person from backside tapped me like this. Excuse me. I said, yes. Is he Shri K.N. Rao? I said, yes. Can I bow or touch his feet? Why not? He's sitting there. He came forward and touched his feet. Rao sir asked in his as usual voice, कौन है आप? Yes sir, I am the SDM of the city. SDM of the city. Okay. So he asked, sir, you have been here, so what can I do for you? Rao sir, we want to do the darshan of the Hanuman Gadi, but there is a huge crowd, so we decided not to go. Sir, I am here. I will take you. We came out the temple. 2 escorting jeeps were there, and we sit in the jeep and the honking, and all the lanes were cleared. Due to SDM, we straight forward went there and do the puja. Around 2000, in those years, or 2007-8, we again went to Nathdwara, and from Nathdwara returning to Mehendipur Balaji. I also said, okay, we will go to Mehendipur Balaji. And we come to know on next day, it was a Tuesday, and big crowd will be there. So Rao said, okay, we can do Hanuman Chalisa here, no need to go there. As you know, Rao sir is very much fond of cricket matches. When we enter the Dharamshala, on a big scene on a TV, some match was going on. So Rao sir said, okay, I will sit here, go do something, whatever you want to in the room and come back. When I come back, a man around 30-35 years of having a beard came and just bowed down in the feet of the Rao sir. Said, sir, pranam. Yeah. Same style. Kaun hai aap? Said, sir, I'm the Mahant of the Mehendipur Balaji. I visited your home so many times, but due to some reasons, I was refused that you are sleeping or you are doing something you don't want to do. He said, okay. Can you provide the arrangement for do the darshan of Hanumanji? He said, sir, I will come in the morning 4:30. Sir said, okay, we want to do 7 times Hanuman Chalisa, will you allow us? He said, sir, we will not open the door of the Hanuman Mandir, Mehendipur Balaji Mandir, till you will finish your puja.
Wow.
So like this, so many things. One day we were doing puja, on the Wednesday we were sitting in the puja, and one of our colleagues asked, Anil ji, Rao sir will come and sit. Then he said, हमसे कोई गलती हो जाती है तो माफ़ी मांगने का कोई मंत्र है? Can you please ask to Rao sir? I said, Rao sir is coming, and ask him. Why should I ask him? Suddenly Rao sir came from another house, as we used to do puja at 5 p.m. Rao sir come and sit and said, open the Srimad Bhagavad Gita 11th Adhyay and read this shloka. Sakha iti matva prasbhamya uktam. He Krishna, he Yadav, he Sakha iti. Ajanata mahimanam tav idam maya pramadat praniyetva api. Yacha avhasartam asakrata asi. Vihar shayyasan bhojaneshu. Vihar sangha. Like this. And said, if you do some mistake by chance, then recite this mantra. This is for that. He was sitting far away from us. And suddenly, so many miracles we have seen, and I believe he is not an ordinary man. He is a son and he is a reincarnation of Rishi Muni.
Amazing. Even I believe that, like all of his students do.
Because I was, when he was in Delhi, we used to meet him 2-3 times in a week and spend so many time. I spent so much time with him.
Right. We all have to thank K.N. Rao sir for actually reviving astrology. He's almost like one of those rishis who wrote astrology, like 3,000 years back, 5,000 years back. And here, K.N. Rao sir has revived it after so many years of colonization. And, our generations were told that astrology doesn't work. It's a science that we should not believe in. So I see it as a long-standing effect of colonization. However, legends like Shri K.N. Rao ji and of course other astrologers also have really brought it back on track. Just as I thought I would want to conclude, my cameraman had a special request. He was like, ask Anil ji what planets are connected with videographers and to be in front of the camera. I know that camera is Rahu. But what is the profession all about?
Add along with it Saturn. Saturn is shadow, chaya.
Okay.
So add Saturn along with it.
So all the cinematographers will have this combination of Saturn, Rahu.
Yes.
Nice.
Saturn or Rahu not directly or indirectly connected. It's not necessary that they will be together, because it will be after every 12-13 years. So it is not possible that after every 12-13 years photographers will born.
Right.
So directly or indirectly connected.
Okay. We can talk about mantras, we can talk about a lot of things, but there are people from all communities and internationally, everybody who watches me, they may not be able to do these mantras and all of that. But I definitely feel that our conduct itself can be a remedy where our profession and career and life is concerned. I want to ask you in specific, what is your, karmic message to people out there? Any profession, any education they want to select, but what is the one thing that they should keep in mind always?
Be honest in your profession. This birth karmas you have to face in the next birth. So it can be do as much charity you want to do.
Has K.N. Rao sir researched about past life connected to the profession of this life? Is that
No, actually past life karmas are basically 10 in the classics 10th house is not mentioned as a profession. In the classics it is mentioned as a karmsthan. Karmsthan. In assortic astrology we see that this is our karmsthan, for what we have born, for what doing we are born with it. So it is our 10th house, karmsthan. It decides our present life. 9th house is the next birth, about whatever we are going to do and we have to face in the next janma.
in the current horoscope?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard about this in the past also. Okay, nice. I think we've had a wonderful session on, profession, career, astrology, how it can all be seen in the planets and in your horoscope. I hope that students as well as professionals and people out there who are looking out for jobs have got some answers. If you all have not got, then astrologers and astrology, go to the right astrologer, please. I always keep saying this. This channel, my channel pioneered in astrology podcasts in India. We trended astrology podcasts on social media and on YouTube. However, the downfall was that a lot of content creators took upon this subject as, just some kind of entertainment, and they ended up inviting half-baked astrologers and people who are probably not even, favorable to be categorized as astrologers, and they also are giving ruinous upai and all of this remedies to people which can be ruinous planetary wise. I have faced the brunt of it, of doing these weird crazy remedies recommended by astrologers who've also had 24 years of experience but not the wisdom to guide me properly. So I have maintained a level, whenever I interview or invite guests on my podcast, I see to it that they have a certain caliber. I'm really, really honored and grateful once again to you for having made it on my podcast. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Preetika ji. Thank you.
And hope you all have got some guiding and counseling today. If not, Anil ji is always available. You can search him, look him up online, and maybe get through him. And if you have any questions, any comments, please write it down. Maybe I can answer it for you. So yes, having said that, like, share, subscribe. Lots of love.